I believe YouTube is a key part of the future for composers looking to build their careers, and in this video I'll be outlining why as well as how I'm going to take advantage of it. A piece of advice I often get from more experienced composers that I work with is actually to not focus on social media, growing a following, content creation, or anything like that. I don't believe that is correct, and I'm willing to bet that within the next few years, composers' social followings will play a larger role in getting signed onto a project than we would like to believe. We see it now with actors, directors, and other roles. I mean, why wouldn't producers want to try and squeeze every possible eyeball onto their project through hiring people who already have a dedicated fan base? Prestige TV started using movie stars a little over a decade ago, and I think this is sort of a continuation of that trend. In indie filmmaking, this could be even more important because it could help stretch the marketing budget for promotion of a film or even its crowdfunding campaign. On top of that, I'm noticing an ever-increasing amount of composers getting into every online group and bombarding directors and game developers with cold DMs who are desperate to work, even for free. As a composer that lives in New York, I'm noticing myself and other composers are also in groups in Ohio, Georgia, California, London, and many other places to try and find leads for work. Even if 99% of these projects are low budget or for first-timers who are not going to pay, it feels like something that is needed to survive. Is it really, though? It's a lot of work, and I'm willing to bet that it actually doesn't pay off in the long run, and it's the sort of thing where the earlier social media advice comes from. Alright, thirdly, why track down leads when you can have the algorithm bring them to you? This is the biggest gamble in the video and the heart of my experiment. I believe a composer can be far more successful if they are a content creator rather than a consumer, especially on YouTube. My reasoning. 1. YouTube is a platform filled with filmmakers. People who make videos like to watch videos. Not only that, a lot of filmmakers create YouTube videos as well, and or have their own channel. This will increase my reach. If I were hanging out on Pinterest or Reddit all day, sure there may be filmmakers, but there is not a high population there. 2. YouTube is evergreen. Unlike other platforms, YouTube has no shame in pushing a video that is years old if it's relevant to the consumer. This can definitely be a benefit and the type of content you want to create. 3. I've seen it. I have multiple friends who have millions of followers on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, and I've seen the doors it opens for them, even if they aren't in the film world. The composer and YouTuber Venus Theory got the opportunity to score Avowed through his YouTube channel, which you can learn more about in this video. Lorraine Testard got his opportunity to score Expedition 33, one of the best games so far this year, from posting his tracks on SoundCloud and engaging on a game dev forum. Clearly this idea has legs. Lastly, if or when you as a composer have unique abilities or a unique voice that sets you apart, how do people find you if you're not public? This video is my attempt to be more public and show off what I can do, because I know I have some hot takes when it comes to performing, writing, and even just my values and beliefs in the film music world. I'm not Hans Zimmer or John Williams, I am Joe Chris. So to that, I will be uploading at least one video a week over this next year as an experiment to see how hard I can push myself and grow this channel from absolutely nothing. I have next to no experience with YouTube and will be learning editing, SEO, storytelling, and all that fun stuff along the way, and I'm so excited for this journey. I will not be chasing the algorithm and creating content around trends like memes or dance videos, something I feel like is necessary on short-form content platforms like TikTok to grow. Instead, I'll be trying to focus on sharing my work, documenting my story, and making fun content around films and music to share with all of you. I will be making long-form content that I want to create, but don't let that fool you that I won't be playing the game of YouTube. I believe I can find success here as long as I work with the algorithm and not against it. I also have ideas for more higher production type series that could be fun to do, but probably not right off the bat. Who am I, anyway? The Joe Chris story. Well, I am a composer, artist, and sonic branding specialist. I have worked on the music teams for shows on large streaming platforms like Netflix and Paramount Plus, and have also worked on movies that have had national and international releases with composers like Trevor Morris, Trey Toy, Andrew Morgan Smith, and many more. In addition to assisting these other composers, I've worked on my own shorts and features that have premiered worldwide, including a recent one that made it into the Oscar-qualifying Sitges Film Festival in Spain, which, if you don't know, it's the largest festival in the sci-fi and horror realm. I've studied at one of the top music schools in the world, graduated during the pandemic, worked remotely, and then lost my way from music and film during the strikes. I'm now back with the determination to build this career back up and never look back. If you're a reader of my blogs, you may know that I enjoy a fun title from time to time. That blog is for me. On this platform, however, titles and thumbnails are far more important, and that's sort of rules of the game I'm referring to, and we'll have to adjust accordingly. I do have experience in marketing, branding, and sales on a large scale from the beer world, and I believe I should have a pretty firm grasp on this after a little adjustment period. The other thing I know I'm going to have to adjust is how I write. I write for the written word, not spoken, and that makes things very difficult when writing these podcasts or videos. I have a tendency to write at a higher level, and it's usually not an approachable one. I'm not saying I need to dumb things down, but I do need to think about how I approach and explain complex topics to keep this entertaining and not feeling like a homework from a robot. I read my script exactly as written for this video, no improv changes on the fly. As you can see, this is likely going to be my biggest challenge in terms of actual content itself. So while I'm editing, I'm kind of also realizing I need to work on how I talk because this is not good. So we'll be working on my script reading and more. You can expect to see a wide variety of content on this channel, revolving around film music, and film in general, especially as I experiment and try to find what works. I have a lot of awesome collaborators that will be making appearances here, as well as the podcasts I'll be uploading and more. If you know me, you know I also love to play the long game. So expect some content that might not make sense at first, but a year or two down the line, the big picture will come into play and things will suddenly click. I'm already planning a big strategic move through this YouTube channel, so if you have any guesses, I'd love to hear them. Anyway, here are my predictions on how the next year is going to go. 1. It's going to take a little over a year for me to get monetized on YouTube, which, even if I make a couple dollars here and there, that's better than nothing. 2. Within the first year, I will get at least one paid gig from a YouTube video I produce, and I'll be able to track that directly. 3. This channel will actually take 2 to 3 years to really get going. 4. My other social channels, such as Instagram, my blog, and mailing list, will grow alongside this channel, with this being my main beacon. And 5. This is going to be a lot of work. I like to do these sort of intro-type content videos every time I experiment on a new platform. It gives me a point to refer to when I feel lost or want to check my progress or redirect in the future. If all goes well, or horribly wrong, expect an update to this in the future. So anyway, this is my great YouTube experiment, and I will be experimenting here a lot, both in terms of content, but also in terms of video production techniques as I learn all these skills I currently don't have. While we continue to get up and running, please join my mailing list. Oh shit, I hit the... That's a thing I need to learn, is the teleprompter auto jumps to the top. Or check out my blog, scoringtech.net, in the meantime for my composer-related content. I'm very much looking forward to this. Let's see where it goes. Pew, pew! Finger gun. Oh, you couldn't even see my finger guns this whole time.